Greetings, Orange Army. A very warm welcome to yet another episode of In Conversation here on UJTV. Gamalam goes Zthembe M. I am your host, and today our guest is an incredible woman. You've heard of people saying women in STEM. Well, we've got one joining us today. Her name is Princess Dube. She's a fourth-year BEng Tech honors student here at the University of Johannesburg in Chemical Engineering. She has also been recently awarded the highly esteemed SIESO Medal for the year 2025 by the Institute of Chemical Engineering, all the way in the United Kingdoms. Princess, greetings. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank
Very
you for
excited to
having me
have
here.
you. Very excited to have you here because I think there's so much to unpack, man. Starting things off by, this CSO medal that I'm talking about right here. One wonders what this is all about. So congratulations to you for winning. Please do explain to us, what is this CSO medal, who gets it, and all of that.
Well, thank you so much. So the SIESO Medal is from the IChemE in UK, that is the Institute for Chemical Engineers.
Sure.
And what it's all about is that students, either undergraduate or postgraduate students, they can join, be it individual or in teams,
Sure.
and they discuss a major chemical engineering accident that has ever occurred, or it can be a business accident, and then they draw lessons learned from them. Then they they present it using multimedia, be it a video or a poster, or they can make music from that.
Sure.
So that's what the CSO medal is all about, and then you can get prizes from that.
Okay, that's quite incredible. But then when we speak about the Institute of Chemical Engineers being all the way in the UK, this makes me believe that this then is an international competition, meaning that people from all over the world can be able to enter. But here you are, you came out victorious, you're the winner. How did that feel?
Well, honestly, when I got the news,
Yeah.
I don't even know how I felt.
Oh man. Sure.
I just ran out of words. I didn't even know what to do, because in the beginning when I wanted to do it, I said, okay, let me do it. This is an international thing.
Yeah.
Maybe my chances of winning may be less,
Sure.
but let me just do it. And then when I got the news, I was like, is this me?
Sure, that's
Yeah.
so beautiful, Princess. A bit earlier on, you told us that how you get to enter this competition is by looking at a chemical engineering tragedy or incident. Could be a business one as well.
Yeah.
And you actually did the 2022 Boksburg LPG tanker tragedy, which were also on the news. But for us, we just saw a truck, exploding, right?
Yeah.
What about that had to do with chemical engineering?
Okay, so what I thought about is that truck is, they're doing business, right? At the same time, it was transporting LPG, that is liquefied pressured gas, right?
Okay.
And then it comes from the field of chemical engineering as well.
Yeah.
As a chemical engineer, I can work with that. So what I thought about is that the explosion did affect people's lives.
Yeah.
And the community there, if you look at what happened, the damage that happened there in Boksburg.
Sure.
So from the routes where the gas was made and the transportation, I had to combine both the chemical engineering part of it and the business part of it to say everyone must focus on how on the risks on the risk done by the explosion.
Yeah.
To say everyone must be aware of that.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I mean, you chose this one, it's local. You could have gone for any other explosion. Why this one specifically? What made you say, this is the one that I want to focus on, the one here on the local grounds?
Okay, so I can say from the beginning, because the question said a major accident. So I went to the internet and I checked, there was something like the Flix Baraf accident. I saw another one that was the Bhopal one. It was in India sometime back in the 1980s.
Sure.
And there was a SIESO incident also. It was back in the 1970s as well, and it's somewhere out of Africa. And I was like, okay, this one affected people back in the days. How about I focus on something that affected people around me at the time when I was around as well. And I did see the videos on social media, the effects, the damage that was done, and I can say I had like first-hand experience on that. That's why I said I need to focus on this.
Yeah, that's incredible. And a little birdie tells me that your submission stood out for many reasons, but one of them was the fact that it was quite a detailed analysis, a detailed examination of the incident. And more than that, it was, you know, it had quite a powerful infographic, right? What would you say were the key messages you were trying to drive with your submission, of course, in connecting with the wider audience?
Okay, all I needed to do for that was to make everyone aware of process safety. Yeah, so from the beginning where they transport the gases, or in chemical engineering as a whole, all the processes that happen, everyone must be responsible. To say everyone must know that people need to be safe. And yeah, that's it.
I love that. And as much as process safety, these are two words that we all know because we all know English. However, I know that them together, when we say process safety, in a way, they are a field within your industry, chemical engineering. If you can just please, you know, for my viewers who are not familiar with what this could mean in the chemical engineering field, explain for us what process safety is all about.
Okay, so process safety from the field of chemical engineering, what I would say is that you see that in chemical engineering we work with things like reactors, all those equipment that do some massive stuff of production processes. So if you think of it, if there was a reactor, maybe let's say a reactor explodes, right? And it releases a toxic gas that goes all over the air. That can affect quite a lot of people, and if it's a deadly gas, people die. So process safety comes in to say we need to monitor the conditions of the process to make sure that it doesn't affect everyone, even the infrastructure becomes damaged, even the environment is affected if any accident happens. So what process safety does is that it ensures nothing, at least it minimizes the accidents that are posed by those things.
Sure, that's incredible. I absolutely love that. Here you are, we are calling you the winner of the SIESO Medal, right? I want to know what are some of the challenges that you faced in your research, because I don't think you just submit whatever, right? You dive into a lot of sources, academic sources, to make sure that, you know, your submission is quite detailed, your submission is quite, it holds integrity to it, right? What would you say were some of the challenges that you faced during your research for this particular submission?
Well, the most challenge that I had for that was, you know, there's quite a lot of sources in the internet. Okay, yes, I knew about the accident because I've seen the videos, I've seen the pictures on the news and everything. But now when I had to write it down on a report, I needed some factual evidence, right? So I started looking for newspapers, resources to say, if I search on Google, I find a lot of information. But I needed that one newspaper that can give me proper information, accurate information, and I found quite a lot of them because I remember I used newspaper articles from Sowetan Live, Times Live, and I even used others from international newspapers, and the data wasn't exactly the same.
So trying to find the truth there.
Yeah, I had to like cross-reference so that I can find the accurate information and piece it together.
Oh man, that's beautiful. You've also spoken about how you are hoping to spark that sense of you can do it to others who are looking up to you, right? Young women, especially in STEM. What do you have to say to that girl right now who's just doing her first year in science, in technology, engineering, or even mathematics?
Well, all I can say is believe in yourself,
Sure.
be curious, and yeah, be able to embrace failure when it happens, because in engineering it's not always success.
Yeah.
So you must embrace failure, learn from your mistakes, and keep on going.
Sure.
Then surround yourself with people who encourage you, because I remember when I wanted to do this competition, right? At some point I was like, do I even need to do it? What if I don't make it? Then I talked to this friend of mine, her name is Nolwazi, and she said, no, I'm gonna do it, just do it. And I did it, and here I am today.
Sure.
So just surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who encourage you to do things, people who push you towards your limits.
Yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
be always ambitious.
Yeah. Always just know and believe that you can do it,
Yeah.
right? As we close things off, I want us to look ahead. You've won this incredible competition. How do you think it's going to amplify your CV? How do you think it's going to amplify your career, right, in chemical engineering? As we look forward, are there any projects that you want to do, any job opportunities you're looking into, and how do you think this medal here is going to just help amplify that for you?
Well, as for my future career, like I can say I did chemical engineering because I was interested in fuel production, right? And in renewable energy production. So that's why also I looked into the LPG gas explosion, because it has many things to do with fuels. And I'm looking forward to doing more projects and research that is related to fuel, renewable energy, and environmental protection.
Sure.
So I think this medal has already initiated my career in this.
Oh man, Princess, we're proud of you as the University of Johannesburg, and shout out to you on behalf of UJTV. Thank you so much for coming through to share your story with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There you have it, Orange Army. Her name is Princess Dube. She is a fourth-year BEng Tech honors student in chemical engineering here at the University of Johannesburg. Also, as we have said, the most recent winner of the SIESO Medal 2025 by the Institution of Chemical Engineers all the way in the UK. I want you to go and over down to the comment section and let us know how her story truly impacted you and how it inspired you. Other than that, you know what I'm gonna say. Be sure that you subscribe, that you like, and that you share this video with a friend, especially those friends in STEM, yeah? It might go a long way right there. Other than that, I'll see you on the next episode of In Conversation. Zthembe, bye-bye, and God bless.